Welcome back to the channel. So, with Lakers Media Day approaching fast, which will be on the 30th of this month, we have JJ Redick going on to one of ESPN prominent podcasts, the Zach Lowe podcast, to talk about many topics surrounding the upcoming season for the Lakers. And no bigger storyline is dominating their headlines heading into the season more than LeBron James and his son Bronny James playing together. So in this clip, JJ Redick addressed their plan for Bronny as far as the NBA and G League, and also when is that moment we'll finally see LeBron James and Bronny James share the court together. Let's take a listen.
What is the plan for Bronny?
The plan for Bronny? Yeah,
is the G League going to be a part of it? I know I think you've said that before, but like,
yeah, we hired Zach Guthrie. All we have talked about
as your G League head coach, to be clear,
as our G League head coach. Zach is working on finalizing his staff. All we've talked about in the interview process with him, and since he's been on board, is just creating synergy and integration. So the G League is not a demotion by any stretch. We are in the same building. Like we should be the model for integration between the NBA team and the G League team. I look at Zach as an extension of my staff. I look at that team as an extension of our team. I would expect us to use the G League for very specific reasons. And look, I think Bronny is a young guy. I'm very high on him as a basketball player. And I said this at his press conference. I said, he's kind of like our first player that we get to, mold and help develop. And so we're going to look at the G League as a tool in our player development system.
How much pressure is the wrong word. There's obviously going to be a craving of a sentimental craving for the first moment that father passes to son or son passes to father. Is that something we could see opening night? Like, is that like, do you feel, again, pressure? Pressure is not the right word, but do you feel that expectation from fans, from people who come up to you on the street, like, oh man, that's going to be so fun when that happens? Could it happen right off the bat?
Yeah, nobody's really talked to me about that, like randos. No randos have brought that up. People will ask obviously about Bronny and sort of, what he's like as a player and all that stuff. But in terms of that moment, yeah, we've talked about it and we've thought about it and we'll get it done. I don't want to commit to anything right now, but that's going to happen. It's going to happen sooner rather than later.
So as we look at the Lakers and the storyline surrounding the team, this will be the biggest heading into opening night. And JJ Redick has come out and said it's going to happen sooner than later. So we will see Bronny in an NBA game, definitely before Thanksgiving and Christmas, it sounds like. So we will get that moment where father and son shares the court, but it also sounds like the G League may be a viable option, for different stages of his development. Now, in another video, we're going to talk about JJ Redick disclosing who the starting lineup will be, and also the discussion around whether LeBron James got him this job is pulling all the strings, from inside the organization as a player, slash, they always call him the GM. It's kind of a running joke, but JJ is going to address those things as well. But I think as far as Bronny's development, I think being around the guys, some of the things I've seen him do this offseason, and even the way he got more acclimated throughout the summer league process and his final 2 games where he looked comfortable out there on the floor, I think will bode well for him. And playing sparingly in the beginning, but really starting to find his footing as he gets more comfortable. The team has a lot of expectations, but when you look at Bronny James, the expectations are kind of going to define themselves as he continues to play and what he shows. So even though the team has expectations, he doesn't have expectations to come in and be such an integral part of the team early on, to help get them over the hump, which is a luxury for him while having the opportunity to develop and become a better basketball player. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.